Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalam ala habibillahil alamin wa khayri khalqillah ajma'in. Abul Qasim Muhammad wa ala alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin as-salawat. I'm here just to explain the grievous sacrifice of the Master of Matthias when all his companions, children and friends were killed. And last one of his son was Ali Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam turned his head to the right and left, but he did not see anyone left. Yet although Ali ibn Hussein Zainul Abidin alayhi salam was ill, he got out, but Kulthum ran after him shouting, "My son, come back." Ali ibn Hussein Zainul Abidin alayhi salam replied, "My aunt, let me fight for the sake of the son of God's messenger." But Imam Hussein alayhi salam told Kulthum to take him back and told her not to let the earth without one of the pedigree of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Thus Hussein stood alone with the woman, children, and his sick son and said, "Isn't there anyone to defend the woman of God's messenger? No one to fear God is with us. Are there any supporters?" The woman started to cry loudly. He approached the entrance of the tent and said to Zainab, "Give me my little infant to bid him farewell." He addressed the enemy while carrying his little infant. "You people have killed my companions and my children. I have none left but this little infant. If you don't want to treat me with mercy, try to have mercy on this baby, whose milk has been dried in his mother's breast." While he was still talking, Hurmala shot an arrow which hit the baby on his throat. Then Hussein alayhi salam put his hand under the throat of the baby till it was filled with his blood. He looked up in the sky and said, "God be witness that the followers of your prophet have slaughtered this innocent baby with 3 fetched arrows, which is used for slaughtering camels." Then Hussein alayhi salam dug a grave for his slaughtered child. He buried him, covered with his blood. He played on him. He mounted his horse and stood facing the enemy, saying, "I'm son of Ali, the best of the Hashemites. It is enough for me to be proud of this when I want to be proud. My grandfather is God's messenger, the most noble man of all, and we are God's lamp on earth. Fatima Zahra, daughter of Noble Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, is my mother. My uncle is called the owner of 2 wings, Jafar Tayyar. Among us, Quran is revealed. Guidance, inspiration within us is by goodness mentioned." Then Hussein alayhi salam said, "If life is considered precious, then heaven is higher and more noble. If bodies are created for death, then killing a man with a sword for God's sake is better. If earning a living is predetermined, then the less a man cares for earning, the better. If money has been gathered for living, why is man reluctant to spend what is to be left? I shall go, and no shame being killed. It is for God's cause." Then he called his enemies to dual fight. He killed everyone whom he fought until he killed a lot of them. The fighting continued until they were able to surround him. Then Hussein alayhi salam shouted, "Who companions of Al-Abi Sufyan, if you don't have for a region, and if you are not afraid of doomsday, be free and re-examine your pedigree if you are Arabs." Then Shimri said, "What did you say, son of Fatima?" Imam Hussein alayhi salam replied, "The fighting is between you and me. Don't let your soldiers abuse my family as long as I am alive." Then Shimri ordered his companions, "Leave his woman and focus on him. I swear by my religion, he is quiet and equable." The enemy drew back, and the angels descended from the sky to support him. But Imam Hussein alayhi salam did not permit them to do anything. Then he turned his head to the right and left, but he could not see any one of his companions except those whose foreheads embraced the soil. Then Hussein shouted, "Is there anyone to stand by me? Is there anyone to help me?" Then he went back and attacked the people, attacking both of the right and left wing of the enemy. Death is better than shame, and shame is better than hell. Then they started arrows at him as he stood to take some rest, feeling too weak to fight. Suddenly, a stone struck on his forehead. As he was wiping the blood from his eyes with his dress, a sharp poisoned three-branched arrow hit him on his chest. Then Hussein alayhi salam said, "By the name of God, for God's sake, and on the religion of God's messenger." At that moment, Salah ibn Wahab stabbed him. He came down from his horse under his cheek, then started to gather sand under his cheek as a pillow. Then he appealed to God, saying, "Help me with passion, honor faith, and honor trial. There is no one else to worship but you." Then he tried to stand up but failed. So he cried and called, Oh, how little help I have. Would I be killed in such a manner while my grandfather is Muhammad the Prophet? Would I be slaughtered while thirsty, and Ali alayhi salam is my father? Would I be left disgraced, and Fatima Zahra is my mother? Then Zainab got out from the tent shouting, "Oh my brother, my master, oh my household, I wish the sky to be shut on earth, and the mountains demolished to the valley. Today my grandfather dead, today my mother dead." Then she stepped on toward the battlefield, standing for a while, for some times, and throwing dust on her head until she reached Hussein, "Son of my mother, how can I be calm and silent while you are dying?" Hussein alayhi salam replied, "Oh my sister, you break my heart and make me more in pain. For God's sake, be silent and calm down." Then Umar ibn Sa'ad ordered his companions aloud, "Calamity on you, behead him." Amr ibn al-Hajjaj approached to kill Hussein. When he looked at Hussein's eyes, he ran away, and they asked him about the reason of his return. "Why are you escaped, Amri?" He answered, "I looked at Hussein's eyes, and they looked like God's messenger eyes." Shimr lanatullahi alayhi approached and sat on Hussein's chest and cut the noble head of the body. "Ya Aba Abdullah, O Hussein, my God, cut the people who killed the son of the messenger's daughter in such a mean way." Wa hadha, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala